Look, last year was not one where most people felt positive. The pandemic knocked us down. The economic crisis created staggering unemployment. So get ready to change your life right now with 7 things great leaders do to create positivity in themselves and around them. Are you ready to move forward? Then let's flow. Welcome to this Dancing in Life podcast, and welcome back to my 30-day challenge. I'm Sage Flow here with you on Flow Gives Friday, and we are spending the next several weeks focusing on steps you can take to become a better you. I'll be sharing stories of how everyday heroes dance with life to make the world a better place, and how they can find new hope after trials and tribulations. Let's look on the bright side. This will really motivate you and the others. The big idea here is that your positive mental attitude will create an atmosphere of positivity around you, which will lead to improvement. For so long, I was such a planner. Whenever I traveled, I create a full-on itinerary. I remember it was after I set out on this journey of discovering and understanding who I am. After having gone through a divorce, from being in a 15-year relationship, I summoned my courage and set an intention to explore the world and discover myself. I remember my friend shared with me this ridiculous deal. It was ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. It was 5 countries from Paris, France, Tokyo, Japan, Italy, Hungary, Prague, and the price was outrageously cheap. Can you guess how much it cost for 5 countries for airfare? He shared that the deal would probably not last long, and you have to be able to travel for like a month. Now, the problem that I had was that I had to make a decision on this ridiculous deal right away, and that it could be gone at any moment. I felt conflicted because part of me hadn't traveled like this alone before, certainly not for a month. And it wasn't until later that I realized that everyone has a choice of what they do with loneliness and what that means. I didn't realize that a positive mental attitude can lead to more happiness and more joy in life. And you can have that through physical actions, such as dancing. The deal was ridiculous. The airfare that was normally $2,800, I was able to get it for $370.30, over 80% discount. And I had to make a decision because of where, I thought, all right, let's do it. They may cancel it, but guess what? Let's go for it. So I decided to just go for it and take a solo trip and to make the most out of it. When you travel, you get to learn so much about yourself. And I highly recommend it because people often mention how they travel to find themselves. Set aside some intentional time for you for alone time. So I was there in Paris, Tokyo, Italy. I started listening to different audiobooks. And one of my friends recommended Tony Robbins. And I was in Prague. When you travel, it's a great opportunity to learn. And on my travels, one of my friends recommended this program by Tony Robbins. And there was a moment when I was walking up on this hill in Prague, and I saw this outdoor it was a red door that was outdoor with stone walls. And I remember taking a mental snapshot. You can take mental frames of pictures by just framing that moment. And what did I find on the other side of the door? I remember seeing this beautiful scenery that was overlooking this majestic river. The sun was just setting, and all of a sudden, I saw a couple hugging with this beautiful backdrop of the scenery. And I started to break down and cry. For some reason, I was triggered by this beautiful moment and got really conscious of being alone. And that's when self-judgment of of being alone and being halfway across the world from my family. And I thought I just went down this dark rabbit hole of just really being miserable and thinking that, nobody cared about me. And it was in the midst of my tears that I heard Tony through the headphones. And he was talking about the power of gratitude. So immediately I started to change my focus. I started to focus on gratitude and it changed my state. And that's why I'm so grateful to him as a mentor. In that moment, I shifted my state when I started to think about how my family lives, how I have my health, how I've built up businesses from nothing, how I was on this trip around the world for $370. I realized that the power of what you focus on. And so I started to play music on full blast on my Bluetooth headset. And I started imagining life like a movie where I would dance through the movie, the sound and the beat and the rhythm of the music. The key is that I learned is having a playlist of positive songs that you can play to and move. Then I learned a secret that I'll share with you now. What if you could dance through whatever fears, doubts, sadness? What if you could shift your state of being, your emotional being, by dancing? And I found it as an incredible way to explore any city. I've done this around the world since. Dancing next to the Eiffel Tower, dancing in Shibuya in Tokyo, Japan. I love it so much that when I got back to LA, I started just dancing whenever I could. I love it so much that when I got back to LA, I started dancing and just moving when I feel a little bit challenged or triggered. I learned so much about myself from that solo journey that you can be alone, but not lonely. With a positive mental attitude, you can dance around the world so that there's a reason. This is the intentionality and the reason that we created Dancing Through Crisis, to help you and to help others dance for more joy, more love, more compassion, more gratitude. You can become a positive force that transforms your environment and the people around you. Here is how you go about this. Creating a positive atmosphere means that you get to do what you can to stay upbeat, to focus your mind more attentively on what you're doing. This will train your mind to transmit more powerful vibrations. How about practicing concentration exercises? Because this strengthens your ability to choose your thoughts and to put more energy into the ones you want to create. How about practicing meditation? This will help you transmit more peaceful vibrations. Because the more inner peace that you can develop, the more peaceful vibrations you can transmit. And inner peace is the product of inner training, detachment, and meditation. With some inner work, everyone can gain at least some measure of inner peace. How about visualizing what you want to have, not what can hurt you or hurt others? What about arouse happiness within you and soak yourself within you? Feel that this happiness is filling the space around you, the room, the house, the office, the bus, the train, or wherever it is that you are. And what about visualizing the right life, full of light, happiness, and positive vibration, filling up your body and the place where you are? Now, it's time to take our powerful flow action to get you moving forward now. Here are the steps for today's action. It's easy, and today it's fun. Pick a trending TikTok song. Step 1, dance with your interpretation of positivity. Step 2, share it and hashtag SageFlow, hashtag FlowArmy, hashtag Flow. The hope here is that you create a positive mental attitude that will create an atmosphere of positivity around you, which will lead to more joy and improvement. I want to thank you for being with me on Dancing and for this 30-day challenge. I'm Sage, and I look forward to spending time with you tomorrow for Lover Self-Care Saturday, when we look together at the importance of deciding to let go of what didn't work in 2020 and open up yourself to new possibilities in 2021. Make sure to comment below any feedback on what content we can create to serve you. And if you like what you find in this series, you'll definitely want to check out my free 7-day challenge, which is available in the description below that you can check out now. Until then, flow on.